Hi everyone, my name is Mare. I am Sin City _ cross stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram. This is Flosstube number 7, where I talk mainly about cross stitch, although today I do have one other fun new thing to share I'm really excited about. Let's see, today is Saturday, August 24th, 2024, and welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. And I know I've had a few new subscribers since my last video, so I'm just going to read. I want to thank the new subscribers: Betsy, Linda, Dabble Crafter 44, Janet, Pam, Stitching Granny of 18, Paula, and Jenny Stitching Simply. Thank you all so much for subscribing, and thank you for those of you who have come back from my previous videos. I appreciate you spending time with me. So I have a lot to share since my last video was 2 weeks ago, August 9th. So I do have a lot to share. I have some fun things to share, some not so fun things to share. So I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to start with some previous FFOs. So that is previous fully finished stitched objects that are fully finished and now ready to be displayed. These are ones that I've finished over the past couple of years. This one is Autumn Whirligig by Heart in Hand. I actually won this pattern from Java Girl Stitches. She used to have a Facebook group with Denise, Goose, and they were running daily or weekly, I don't know, giveaways. So this was a chart that I had won. It's on this, I'm not sure, I think I might have gotten this. I got this at one of the craft stores. But usually I just like pop it like this so then it won't keep spinning like that. But yeah, I don't know. This is just on a neutral Aida. Ribbons, and I did try to do a little bit of ruching here, and so that one's that. I have this freebie from Lizzie Kate called Pumpkin, and I just put it in this little frame. It says 2020 Hobby Lobby. I know I've seen them there maybe a year or two ago, so they might still carry these. And this one is from a Just Cross Stitch magazine. I don't recall off the top of my head which magazine it was. It was one of the Halloween issues. But if you really want to know, just comment below and I can easily look it up. I should have done that before the video, but I totally forgot. This is just like a, you know, a Dollar Tree pumpkin board. Got a couple years ago. I think I got the ribbon at the Dollar Tree. And then I just finished it in this one of those hoops that you get at Michael's. I dyed the fabric myself, and I believe it's just a 14 count Aida. So that's that one. And this one is Hey Pumpkin by A Bee in My Bonnet, I believe. And this is a 14 count Aida. The fabric came like this. This is really old fabric. I think I found it at a thrift store, but this fabric was popular maybe back in the 80s or 90s. You know, it just comes in those little flat packages, square flat packages, and I think it's meant to be made into a pillow. But I had no idea what to use this fabric for, and then I had this pattern, and I was like, oh, that might work. So I just made it into a little like couch pillow. And let's see, my last previous FFO is probably my favorite. This is Petty Pumpkin by the Scarlett House. And I had done this as a stitch along with Jenny Stitching Simply on Flosstube. She's also now patchwork and poppies and patchwork and poppies on haberdashery on she has a shop, but she's also patchwork and poppies on Instagram. But we did this as a stitch along several years ago. Let's see, 2021 or 2022. And I did this on an Aida that I dyed myself. At the time, I did not realize that there was over one stitching in this, so there's supposed to be some tiny little motifs in here, and because I'm doing this on an Aida, I just left those little motifs out. I wasn't like a linen or Lugana stitcher at that time. I didn't stitch on 28 or 32 count. I think this is just a 14 count, and I didn't realize it when I started the pattern. I didn't even notice that there was 1/1, so I just left it out, and I think it's fine. But this was a really fun stitch, and it's just so pretty. Okay, so those are all of my previous FFOs. I do have a couple since the last time I saw you that I showed these as a finished object in my last video, but I have now FFO'd them. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen these. But this is my little bee display. These little pieces I found at a thrift store. There's just a couple little bees. They almost look like they're handmade. So a couple of bees in there. And then this one was the little honey pots. So cute. I just thought that they went really well in there. But I'll show you these individually. So this is just the bee. And these are stitched on a honeycomb fabric that I got from Claire Brown Cross Stitch in the UK, but unfortunately she's no longer in business. But I know that I've seen other people stitching on this type of fabric, so I think it's still out there. I think other people still sell it, like maybe Fabric Flare. I know they do a lot of printed fabric, but I'm not sure who else. And this one says Bumble Bee. Oh, the back is just this fabric. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. I just put some buttons on there. And the pattern is from Asbury Echoes. She has her own Flosstube, and she is also on Instagram. She's a designer of, she designs a lot of primitive pieces. And this is just the bee skep. And I have my charm and some buttons on there. So, yeah, super cute. I really love these. They were a lot of fun to stitch. And I did buy some more her patterns for fall. And you'll probably see those next time. I printed it out, but I don't know what is wrong with my printer. I have colored ink in there, but it's just not printing in color. So I need to figure that out. Okay, so next would be, I did have a start and a finish since the last time I saw you. And again, if you followed me on Instagram, you probably saw, it's my most recent post. I was working on this, but it's in this book. My mom bought this book for me a couple of years ago, I think for Christmas, but you can find it on Amazon. It's called Spooktacular Cross Stitch Volume 1, and it's by Romina Petrucci, who is the designer under Romy's Creations. So there's a ton of just really cool, quick cross stitch patterns in here. But to start, I did this one. It's called Halloween Witch Shoes. And I stitched this on this is another printed Claire Brown cross stitch fabric. I have quite a bit of stash of hers because when she was going out of business, she had a big sale. So, and I loved her fabric so much, so I bought a bunch of it. So you'll be seeing more in coming months. But here is my finish. And I used all the called for colors. This is a 16 count, 2/1, and I used all the called for colors. There was only 4 colors in it, but it's stitched up really fast. I did this in like 2.5 days maybe. So hopefully, this one is actually going to be a gift. So hopefully by next video I will have an FFO of that to show you. Okay, so then moving on. Oh, I had another. This is a finish. I finished it, and it's in the process of being FFO'd. But this is the Appalachian Trail. This is what the pattern looks like. This is by Tiny Tractor Beam Studios. I found it on Etsy. And you'll notice I added a little bit of information, a little bit of extra on it. So if you've been following me from the beginning, which, I mean, the beginning was only just in May, and I did a mid-year whip parade. But for like my first 4 videos, I talked about this. So you can see it's not quite, I'm still in the process of FFOing it. I just painted it today, but, so my sister Jenny, she just finished hiking the Appalachian Trail on Tuesday, August 20th. So she started February 26th. She started the trail. She was the 434th person to start hiking the Appalachian Trail in 2024. And she finished on August 20th, and she was the 370th person to finish hiking the trail. So that just means, she said she hiked average. She was like an average hiker. So she started at 434 and ended at 370, and that just means that some people may have passed her, or some people fell behind. Quite a few people don't even end up finishing the trail. A lot of people quit. So, and then she hiked a total of 2,197.4 miles. Crazy. Can you imagine, like, hiking that much? It took her just under 6 months. It would have taken her a little less, but I think she said she took a total of 23 0 days, which she didn't hike at all those days. They were rest days. But yeah, like, and this is on a pink chocolate Bestitch Me 16 count. It looks really gray, but it's actually got some purple in it, and purple is her favorite color. I did buy a ring light. I was hoping that it would help when I show colors of things, but still not quite right. But anyway, this is the Appalachian Trail. And I'm probably gonna lace around it and, you know, scrunch it up in the middle, and then maybe, I don't know, put felt or some batting or something in there. I think I'm gonna check out a few tutorials. I've done hoop finishes before, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly or the best way, you know. So there's that one. And yay! Congratulations, Jenny! That's like such a huge, amazing accomplishment. So then I had, what did I do after that? That was the finish. So I had some stitch-alongs that I worked on. Let me go grab those. Hang on. Okay. So the first stitch-along that I worked on was The Autumn is as Joyful. And can't find my cover page, but I've shown it so many times, and I'm sure you all have seen it. Here, so since the last time you saw it, I finished the August section. So I finished that motif. No, I'm sorry, that was July. So now I'm going to move over here and work on the August section. Oops, I'm stuck to this. Okay, here's the cover sheet. So I just finished here the July section, so I made it all the way down to the bottom, and then August is going to be up in here. So that's what I'm going to start working on this coming week, and hopefully get that done by August 31st. Here it is one more time. And I am stitching that on a 20 count, it's a mushroom light Ada. And I'm stitching that one with the Black Cat Stitchery. It was a stitch along that they started in January, and they broke it out into sections. So you know, have a section to stitch in January, February, March, so on. With the intention that we will be finished in December. So, and that hashtag is Autumn is as Joyful Sal, and it's with Black Cat Stitchery in Illinois. And then my next one is in this bag that I made, and the chart looks like this. This is Stitchy Tier by Erin Elizabeth Designs. And this is a stitch along that I started called Stitchy Tier Sal. And you can join in anytime. There's no end date. There's tons of different tiers that you can choose from. Erin Elizabeth has a bunch. Madame Chantilly has a bunch. Tiny Modernist, Stitching with the Housewives, they have like those cake tiers that you can do. A lot of different ones that you can do. So I'm doing the Stitchy tier, and so since the last time that I showed this, I had half of the scissors done. So I've completed the other half of the scissors. I did the hoop here, and then I got started on the sewing machine. So not a whole lot left to do. I need to finish the sewing machine. I need to put in, you know, the tomato, that spool of thread, and then all the stuff at the bottom there. I gotta finish the whole, you know, the bottom of the tier. So probably another 2-3 days of stitching, and I should be able to finish this. This is stitched with all of the called for except the white. I'm using DMC Floss, and it's like such a dream to stitch with. You only need one strand because it is a little thicker than regular DMC. Everything else I am stitching in regular DMC 2/2 on the called for fabric, which is 28 count light taupe Lugana. So I'm stitching 2/2, except for the floss. I'm only using one strand because it is a lot thicker than one strand of DMC. I'm not sure if it's like 1.5 strands of DMC or if it's the thickness of 2 strands. I did try using 2 strands originally, and it was too thick. So one strand is just perfect, and it's just so easy to stitch with, and it makes your stitches look so much nicer. I mean, I guess it's like stitching 1/1 on, like, say, a 40 count or a 20 count or something. But it's just it's really nice to work with. Okay, so those are my stitch alongs that I've worked on. I have other stitch alongs, but I didn't get a chance to stitch on them. I really need to get back to the funky chicken Sal that I'm doing with Alison from Mrs. AZ Family Zoo and a bunch of other people. I really want to get back to that one. Alison finished one of hers, and I think she's going to be sharing a tutorial on that sometime soon, but Go check her out. She's Mrs. AZ Family Zoo on Flosstube and on Instagram. Okay, and then I had a few new starts, just a few. Last time I filmed was on August 9th, which was actually my birthday, and then later that evening I started two things. The first one I started is Dreaming of Daisies. This is by Fox and Rabbit. This came out in 2024 market. And I'm also stitching this. This was my birthday start, but I'm also stitching it for the Garon Stitchery, Garon Focus on a Designer. Every month they have a different designer focus, and August is Fox and Rabbit. So I thought that this would be a perfect start. And let's see, let me show you my bag. I made this one using the Vanna Pfeiffer envelope style tutorial, and it's just got some just plain yellow on the inside. And the fabric I'm using is Color and Cotton 20 count sampler gold. And just give me 1 minute while it's so much easier to show these when they're on the board, as long as they don't like flop around like that last one. But I think I spent 3 or 4 days on this, and this is where I'm at. So I am using all the called for colors. I wasn't really sure about that white. It seems very stark. And then, oh, you know what? The flowers, the inside of the flowers, the called for was more of, let's see. It was more of like a brown. I wanted it to look like the picture. I wanted the flowers they look gold, right? I wanted them to look like that. The called for, sorry, this is like my mess. I think it was 780, DMC 780. Yeah, which is like I don't know, it's kind of a brownish, it's not really gold, it's more brown. So I switched it to, I'm using Ye Old Gold. And then I'm also mixing in some DMC 680. So I think that's the only color that I changed in that. So that's where I'm at. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and you can't tell in the chart, but like this basket and the basket of the flowers, that is actually a purple. You looking at the cover chart, and my pattern, for whatever reason, it came with 2 cover charts, but you can't really tell in the pattern that it's purple. I had no idea. I thought it was like a dark gray or black, but no, it's DMC 29. So okay, sorry, I'm a little out of sorts today. My oldest son, Cameron, he just drove back, or he's on his way driving back to college for his senior year, and it's always so hard saying goodbye. I know, hopefully I'll see him in a month. We're hoping to go visit, but you know, he was home all summer since May, and you're just so used to seeing them every day, and then they're gone, and it's like, you know, when they're at home, they're nice and safe and sound, and then when they're gone, it's I don't know. Okay, so this was my other start on August 9th, and I actually started this one for World Cross Stitch Day, and this is called Halloween Window by Grill Point de Croix. probably totally saying that wrong, but anyway, when I first saw this came out last year, I don't know if it was Market 2023 or maybe it was like the Needlework Marketplace in the summertime, but I was just like, my jaw just dropped. I was just like, holy cow, I need to stitch that. So I'm also stitching this unofficially, I guess. I mean, with Carolyn Seasick Stitch, and I can never remember if it's Karen or Kathy, but they're from Stitching Past My Bedtime, and one of them is stitching this also. So this one is, these are all the flosses. Such gorgeous autumnal colors. I love it. And this is in a bag that I made. Some, I don't know, it's like vintage fabric that I found at a thrift store. It's so cute. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like The Witch. Reminds me of like Charlie Brown Christmas. I'm stitching this one on a Bestitch Me 28 count Lugana. The called for fabric is just a white 14 count, but this is, I'm doing it on a 28 count lunar. And this is as far as I've gotten. So this is, I started in the middle on this one. So what you're seeing here is on the top, that second window from the left. So this one right here is where I'm working at. I started like right here, like in the middle, and started to go up, and then I went and started working in here. So all of this in here is half stitches, and then like this was full cross, and this, the whole pot and the flower, the plant was full cross, but everything inside these windows is half stitch. So it's a little challenging. I mean, it goes somewhat quick, but there is quite a bit of floss color changes, and then trying to go from like half stitch to cross stitch is a little confusing, because when I make my X's, I go from the bottom left to the top right, and then the bottom right to the top left. When I do the half stitches, I want them to all lay the same as the top leg of my cross stitch. So the half stitches I do bottom right to top left. So when I do that, and then I go back to doing cross stitches, I'm like, I have to tell myself, don't start on the bottom left. You have to start on the bottom right. No, don't start on the bottom right. You have to start on the bottom left. So it takes a little getting used to going from half stitches to cross stitches, but it's fine, you know. Just a little slow going, and it's very challenging. There is a lot of back stitching in here too. So this is going to be a long-term project, but I just love it. It's gorgeous, and I think it's going to look good on this fabric. The only thing is the frame, when you look in on the chart, the frame, right, it looks really dark. It looks like a really dark gray or black. But the colors, when I start stitching on them, are not as dark. It's like they're more like a lighter gray. Like one of them is 414. So I was kind of like concerned maybe I have an older dye lot or something, because I mean, I do have flosses that I've like thrifted. So what, you know, it could have been like an older dye lot. But when I looked it up on, I just Googled the color DMC, and it does look like what I have. So it's this one right here. So that, I mean, that's right. That's what it is. It's just, it looks very light on my fabric. But, you know, I'm just gonna, like they say, just gonna trust the process, and we'll see how it comes out in the end. But this is fun. It's a different kind of stitch for me. Like I said, it's challenging and it's going to take a while, but I really do enjoy it. Okay, and then I had one other start. This was like a travel stitch. I got that term from Sarah Stitching Mommy. She likes to, she always has a travel stitch going. So this, I'm keeping this in my, it's a pencil case that I found at Big Lots. And I can just keep everything in here. My scissors, my needles, my threads. But this is the chart. This is We Won Coffee Bird by Heart and Hands. I've had this chart for a while and haven't started it. I'm like, it's so small, like, just start it. So this is just on a white Aida scrap that I had. And here is my little start. Using all the called for. And yeah, last weekend, my husband and I went on a little mini getaway. It's the first time in 21 years that we've ever gone away without the kids. It's crazy, right? We did, I think back in May, we did go and stay the night in downtown Las Vegas, but that's only like 20 minutes from me, so, you know, it wasn't really, it wasn't an actual getaway. Like, we didn't, this time we went out of state. We went to Arizona, we went to Sedona, Cottonwood, Jerome. So this is what I took with me and started when we were away. So it made for good car stitching. Although I gotta tell you, sometimes I'll stitch in the car, but a lot of times I just like to look out the window and look at the scenery and everything. So I didn't get a whole lot done in the car, but I did, you know, sometimes in the hotel room I would do a little bit. So that was the last of my starts, and then I just have one whip. So last Saturday, so it's so warm in here. Oh my gosh. Last Saturday, I went to Silver State Stitch Shop, and it was a sit and stitch trunk show with Primrose Cottage Stitches. And so I figured, well, Primrose is going to be there, I might as well pull out one of my old Primrose whips. So I pulled out Holly, I always get this wrong, Jolly Happy Soul. This one I think I started last December. And this is where I am at. So the last time I showed this was actually in my mid-year whip parade. And since then, I put in the candy canes. I filled in the tree and the present underneath the tree. I put in the star. I put in some snowflakes. And I started the word soul down at the bottom, and then I did a lot of the snow fill-in. So I'm so close, so close. I wanted to finish this last night, but I was so tired I ended up having to go to bed before I could finish it. So, yeah, it's so cute. The white stitching is a beast. When I first started this, I didn't know about Flosh, but my white stitches aren't perfect, but you know, whatever. I'm stitching this on a 28 count doubloon, I believe. Yeah, picture this plus doubloon Lugana. So that is it for all of my stitching over the past 2 weeks. Not too bad. Hang on a second. Okay, so Stitchy Kindness. I actually have some Stitchy Kindness. When I was at the Silver State Stitch Shop, the Primrose ladies gave out these little wart catchers, and I was so excited to get this because I've been wanting one of these forever, and it was so nice that they gave these out. So cute. Oh, so cute. Love it. Okay, and then my friend Amanda sent me a birthday package, and well, actually, first, I don't know if I showed this last time. When I was back home visiting my family, my sister and I went thrifting, and I found this this frame. So I thought it would be cute for a finish, and then, you know, I think it's meant for like a baby picture or a child's picture, but I'll just, you know, put something over that. But I just thought that was so cute. And it was only like a couple of bucks, I think. So my friend Amanda, she's not a cross stitcher, but she fully supports my craft, and she is like a thrifter, goes to estate sales, so anytime she sees cross stitching stuff, she'll pick it up for me and send it to me for my birthday or Christmas. So she sent these cute little bag clips. We always need bag clips in this house, but they're little cross stitch bag clips. So cute. She got this Wee Cat sampler from Heart and Hand. And she sent me a buttoned and beaded Mill Hill kit. It's Spring 3 Potting Shed. And it comes with the cute little buttons. That'll be fun. And then there's another Mill Hill kit. This one is called Sydney Snow. It's a counted glass bead kit, holiday ornament. And this one actually comes with a pin back option, so you can make it into a pin if you want. Oh, so cute. Let's see what else. Oh, she sent some fabric. This is Ginny Thompson flower thread, 16 count feather blue Ada and a 16 count prairie grain. I was really surprised when I saw this, because I thought that, you know, I've heard of Ginny Thompson flower thread floss, but I didn't know that they did fabric. But this is like super stiff, so this is it's not over dyed, so I can easily, you know, dunk this in some water to soften it up. But this is the blue Ada, and they come in like these little packages. So this is the prairie grain. So, and there's a lot here. This is like an 18 by 26, so that's really cool. That'll be fun to try out. She found some DMC metallic thread, and then these cross stitch towels. So that'll be fun to find something to stitch on that. And then, oh, there's like a whole ton of like Mill Hill beads, so that's really cool. The little glass seed beads. I don't know how I can show all of these to you, but it's just a bunch of seed beads, and some more in this little container. And let's see, some a poly bag binder, so that's cool, because I do use those bags, so it's a binder that you can put them in, organize them. And this is funny. I love Miss Piggy. This is a notebook. And then there's just a little chart from the Sweetheart Tree from 1989, the pumpkin patch. So I think this was, I mean, it's just, so I think it's okay that I show you that. It's an old chart. It's probably a freebie or something, you know, when they from the shop. So that was all my cool, fun, stitchy kindness from Amanda. I don't know if she watches my channel, but thank you, Amanda. That was so nice. It's always fun to open these boxes. last Christmas she gave me a bunch of Prairie Schooler Santas, the cardstock. So I really need to get started stitching those this Christmas. So that's it for my stitchy kindness. Oh, I didn't show you. I started a new craft. I found this kit at a thrift store, and it is an embroidery wall hanging. But I love the colors of this. This is totally like 70s. When was this made? I think this was made in 1978. The kit was unopened. But yeah, those flowers, those colors remind me of the 70s in my parents' kitchen. But this was actually made in 1978. And on the back, there's like other ones that they had. So, but I think this one was my favorite. But I got this at the thrift store for $4. So I got a little start on this. I've never really done embroidery before. I did one little tiny heart several years ago, and I was like, it's not really my thing. I still prefer cross stitch. But then I saw this kit, and I was like, let me give it another try. So I just worked on this for like one day on a Sunday, so I haven't gotten too much done, but I had to Google like some of these stitches, chain stitch. I had to Google how to do it, but like the center of this flower, I did the leaf, the center of this flower, and these leaves, and then I think I still have to do like a lot of these other leaves, and then it came with like the pockets on it. You actually cut out and attach those separately. So here's the panel. And I mean, it came with everything to put it together. It came with like the batting, and here's all the floss, and then this is like the hanger to hang it on. So I am so excited about this. I just love those bright, cheery colors. So I have to get back to this and work on it this weekend. I don't really have any plans this weekend. You know, my son is heading back to school, and my husband and my younger son, they're gone for the day. So this is the first time I've had an empty house probably since May. So it's kind of sad. So I was like, I'm gonna film a video and just try to keep busy, try not to think about it. So I think after this video, I got a lot of cleaning and household stuff to do, and then try to work on that. So that is it for my Stitchy Kindness and the embroidery kit. And then next, it's just some purchases. I have a few purchases, so let me go grab those. Okay. So this morning I had to make a quick trip to Target to pick up a few things for my son to take to school. And of course, you can never go to Target without checking out the dollar spot. So I found this little sign. It's, it looks like cross stitch, but I'm actually just going to cover over that with a finish. I just like the shape of the frame. Thought it was pretty neat. And then I found this box. Looks like you can like cross stitch on it, but I might just put a finish on the top, and then maybe I'll cross stitch something around the edges. But it's just a little box. Found that in the dollar spot. It was actually $5 for this. Okay. So that Ort container that I showed you from Primrose, I had seen, let's see, Lori of Mischievous Stitches was making, I think she was making those. She was also making project bags using these little snaps. And I also recently saw, I think it was Jacque, Cross My Stitches. Thank you so much, Jacque, for the shout out. You should go check out her video. I'd never heard of her before, but then I noticed that she had mentioned me. So I went and watched her, and it's really cool how she does, like, she shows you her whips from the top down. And so you can get a really nice close-up of her projects, and she goes into a lot of details. Really cool. So she's Cross My Stitches on Flosstube. But she had mentioned something about getting like those drying racks from Dollar Tree and using those to make a stitching mat. And then you can use these to like attach like an orc tray or a pocket or different things. You can use these to attach onto your stitching mat, and you can also use it to like fold the mat in half and close it. So there's a whole ton in here, and it comes with like the tools and everything. So I ordered that from Amazon, and I thought I would give that a try. My sister and I are going to Stitch New England in October, so it's going to be her very first retreat. It'll be my second retreat, and it will be my first retreat like out of town. My one and only retreat that I've ever been to. As I mentioned this before, but it's Stitch Shenanigans here in Las Vegas, and I just had to, I would go there in the morning and then come home at night and sleep here and then go back. So this is going to be the first time that I've ever gone to a retreat of this size, because it's 300 people. The Stitch Shenanigans, I think it was maybe 75. So it's going to be the first time that I've actually flown somewhere to go to a retreat and stayed in a hotel and, had so many people, such a large retreat. So my sister and I are going to go do that. So I need to figure out things to make as table gifts and other gifts. And I also want, I don't have a stitching mat, so I need to see if I can figure out how to make one of those. I have so much to do, and it's not enough time. I also have to do something for the smallest exchange, and my friend Barb, we're stitching something for each other. We're for our fall exchange, and my sister and I, every year we do and this is my sister Julie, not my sister Jenny. Jenny is the one who did hike the Appalachian Trail, and Julie is my sister who's also a cross stitcher. But lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's gone. It's gone. Okay, well, anyway. So I'll move on to the rest of my haul. So, at the Silver State Stitch Shop, when we went there last Saturday for the stitch-in, I was only able to stay for 3 hours because that's when my husband and I, it was like an impromptu getaway. We were supposed to go the weekend of my birthday, but I was sick that week. So we were just going to cancel it. And then we just decided, you know what, this is going to be our last chance, because our older son, Cameron, was going back to school. And our youngest, he's 18, but he's neurodivergent. He's got a lot of anxiety, and he does not like being left home alone. So we thought we have to do it when Cameron is home and he can stay home with him. So we decided kind of at the last minute that we were going to go last weekend, but it already had this event planned with, at the Silver State Stitch Shop. So I ended up just going for maybe 3 hours, and then I had to leave so that my husband and I could head out to Arizona. But the Primrose girls brought all of their new patterns for us to purchase. So I got Halloween Quaker, which I love. I love this so much. Love the colors. Just love everything about this. Cannot wait to get started stitching that. And I love this one too. Halloween Quilts. Just love it. And Halloween Alphabet. So cute. This reminds me a lot of that one that I'm stitching from the Scarlett house with the, it's like, the beach themed. I forgot the name of it. Seaside or something like that. Quaker or Seaside Alphabet. I don't know. But it reminds me of that. And then they had one other one. I don't know why I didn't get it. The Salem Stitcher Friends or something like Salem Stitchy Sisters. I don't know why I didn't buy that one. But and then I got the needle minder. And I also, from Jessica's shop, I did end up buying this board, Chantel's board. This is for the folk series that Hands-On Design has done. You know, the spring folk, the summer, autumn is just came out, although Jessica didn't have the pattern. That's the one that I really want to do the most. She didn't have the pattern, so, but she had the boards, so I got the board. And then I'm actually heading back to Jessica's shop on Saturday for the UFO club, so I will see if she has the folk, autumn folk at that time. And then this was on my birthday wish list, but nobody bought it for me, so I bought it for myself. Just love this book. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it everywhere. Everybody's been showing it, but it's like all forest themed, and my son is a forestry major. He loves trees. He wants to save the trees. You know, he wants to work in a forest. He wants to live in the forest. He loves forests. I mean, who doesn't, right? They're just so peaceful and calming, and they smell so good. But yeah, I thought that I could, you know, there's just so many cute designs in this book, and I thought maybe I could, you know, stitch one a year for him, or even some of these, even, you know, I would stitch for myself. But and then someday when he has his log cabin in the woods, he can hang them up. But I'm not going to do a flip through, because I know Helen D has a flip through, and a lot of other people have shown the book. So yeah, I love it. I love these designs. And I just was watching Karen the Stitching Owl, and she was talking about doing a stitch along with the Steadfast Stitcher. Actually, I saw the Steadfast Stitcher's video first, and then I saw Karen's video, and so they were both talking about doing a stitch along for, you know, patterns in this book. So I might see if I can join in on that. I did get my Autumn Just Cross Stitch magazine. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, they've revamped it and have different kinds of patterns, and a lot of people like it, but honestly, the last few issues, I really haven't found a whole lot that interests me, so I don't know. But, you know, I'm the kind of person that I'll look through it, and you know, I might pick one or two, and then I'll look through it again, and then I'll see a couple more that I like. Oh, I didn't notice those the last time, or I wasn't drawn to them the first time, but then I, you know, give it a second or third flip through and see more that I like. Let's see, I got my fabric of the month from Garan. This is Fabrics by Stephanie. This is 18 count caramel macchiato. I can take it out, but there's going to be some noise, so here we go. Oh, I just noticed they write so they know what count is. It says 18 count right up there, but yeah, here's the macchiato. Very, very pretty. Be really good for a sampler. Okay, and when my husband and I were in Sedona, I hit up one thrift store, and I just found this 14 count Ada for $1.49. I think it's originally from Michael's, yeah. Oatmeal beige Ada. Can always use that. And it's good, you know, when you find thrift store fabric. It's also good if you want to practice dyeing fabric. Thrift store fabric is, you know, a good economical way to do that. And I don't know why this is in here. So then my last purchases were some needle minders I found on Etsy. I think it was the Steadfast Stitcher. She had a couple of needle minders on her projects that were just so cute, and so I immediately Googled what this one, Hobby Lobby needle minder. I love Hobby Lobby. When I was a kid, they used to have these kits, lacing kits with Hobby Lobby, so you could you would lace and make, like, I think I made a tissue box, I made a trash can, I don't remember what else I made, but yeah, it was just like hard, heavy cardboard with holes along the side, and then you would just lace them together to make, like I said, trash can or tissue box. I wish I still had those. My parents have saved everything, but I have no idea where those things are. I don't know what happened to them. But so this is Hobby Lobby, and this is from Gina's Unique Needle Minders on Etsy. She was having, they're very, very, very well priced, and she was having a sale also. So I purchased a bunch for me and some for gifts too. So there was that Hobby Lobby one. I also got, I think this is thistle, a Scottish thistle. Reminds me of when we traveled there last summer. I just thought this was really cute. Vintage girl doing embroidery. And I got, and these have like really strong magnets. That's what I like, is needle minders with strong magnets, that your needle actually sticks to it and doesn't like flip through the other side, or, you know, you don't have to worry about losing the needle or the needle falling off. So these are so cute. The skeleton one says, oh gosh, no, I'm not gonna be able to read this. Iced or not, I like it a lot. I'll drink coffee till I rot. I love coffee. And let's see. Got this cute little pumpkin. Some of these are going to be gifts, and some are for me. And then I got these cute little pumpkin ones. The crow and the cat, so cute. Oh my goodness, love it. And then she gave me a freebie, which I think was on, it was on one of my projects. I think it was on the Halloween witch shoes. But it just said, I don't know where I put that. It said Gina's Boutique, and it spelled out the word boo. So yeah, those are all my needle minders and all of my purchases. So I just wanted to mention, I think I may have already said this, but I just wanted to say thank you to Jacque from Cross My Stitches for shouting me out on her Flosstube channel. And also thank you to Alison at Mrs. AZ Family Zoo for shouting me out. And then a new Flosstuber that she actually started right around the same time that I did. And then it took her a little while to get up the courage to film a second video, but she's Heather at Mirror Image Stitcher, and she's from Canada. And she recently finished a really, really beautiful lavender and lace piece. Oh, it's so gorgeous. So I highly recommend go checking her out. That's Heather at Mirror Image Stitcher on Flosstube. And I think that is all that I have for you today. I'm just looking through my notes to see if I forgot anything. Oh, I said at the beginning that I had some good news and some bad news. So the good news was the Silver State trunk show with Primrose Cottage. That was really cool. I got to meet the Emily and Lindsay and there was one other sister. I forgot her name. But they were there. I got to meet them, and then I got to meet Christy, Java Girl Stitches, and her friend Anna. They actually live not too far from me. And oh, I got to meet the Neon Night Stitchers. I was so excited when I saw them walk into the shop. It's Mary and Gail, and they used to film a Flosstube, but they haven't in probably over a year. But they are just the most sweetest ladies that you'll ever meet. Oh my gosh, they are just so sweet. So I hope that they start making Flosstubes again. But it was just so cool to meet them. And let's see. So then my husband and so I went to that, and then I left early, and then my husband and I drove to Sedona. We did some hiking. We did a lot of eating. I gained like 2 pounds in the 2 days that we were there. I gained 2 pounds. We went to some wine tastings. Cottonwood is becoming like this big wine mecca because I don't know if you've heard of the band. It's a rock band called Tool. They're my husband's favorite band, and the lead singer Maynard has a winery in that area, and he just opened in Cottonwood. He opened this big, huge hilltop restaurant. It's like this restaurant on a hill, and then all down the sides are like his wine, his grape vines. It looks kind of like a monstrosity, really. But I'm hoping that maybe once things start to grow, it'll look a little better. But right now, looks kind of cheesy, kind of like this eyesore monstrosity in the middle of town. But we ate there and had some really nice views. Went on some, like, I think we hit like 3 different wine tasting, I don't know what you would call them, but storefronts or something. They weren't the actual wineries, but they were like in a store front. Let's see, and we did some antiquing. It's not my husband's favorite thing, but he knows that I enjoy it, so he, he'll tag along. And I didn't really find much. There was one that had like a ton of embroidered hankies and towels and things like that, but I wasn't quite sure what I would do with those, so I didn't get any of that. But yeah, and then we went to Jerome, and we hit up Maynard's tasting room there, and he's got a store. So yeah, it was a fun time. It was nice to get away, just the 2 of us. It was kind of weird not being with the kids, because we always go on vacation with the kids, so it was kind of weird not having them with us. But I know this is going to be our new normal, because we've got one who's finishing college this year, and then my youngest doesn't like to travel. He's he doesn't like leaving the comforts of home, so it's getting more and more difficult to convince him to travel and go anywhere with us. So it'll probably, be more of just me and my husband in the future. So it's it's good, but it's also, it's like your babies are growing up. It's hard to take. And then I told you about my sister finishing the Appalachian Trail, so that's awesome. Now she has 2 weeks off before she has to go back to work. And she's, happy to have finished the trail, but she's happy to be home. And then the bad news is my son going back to school. It's tough. It's really tough. So I was like, I need to like keep my mind off of it. I'm gonna film a floss tube and hope that I won't break down crying. So I think it did pretty well. And then the other bad news is I talked to my doctor earlier this week, and I was supposed to actually go in and see her, but they were having something is going on. I don't know, but it ended up being they closed the office, so it was just a telehealth visit. And she said that I have high cholesterol and I am pre-diabetic, which was like not fun to hear. Not too surprising because it runs in my family. My grandfather had diabetes. My mom has diabetes. So it does run in my family, but I've always been, on the thin side. So I never really thought that I would get diabetes, but, even the thin people can get it. So it's not diabetes, it's pre-diabetes. So I've had to cut out ice cream, which I love ice cream, but I've had to cut out ice cream, and I've been trying to walk at least 3 or 4 days a week for 3 miles. Now that the weather is cooling down in the mornings, that'll be a little easier for me to do. And so yeah, I'm just really like cutting back on the carbs and on the sugar, and trying to eat more salmon. And I never really ate a whole lot of beef. We probably eat beef once or twice a month. So that won't be too difficult. I mean, that's probably not even the cause of the high cholesterol and the pre-diabetes, but yeah, so maybe you'll start to see me, like, as the weeks go on, I'll be like shrinking before your eyes as I lose weight on this new diet that I'm on. But I guess that's it. That's all that's going on. Plans. Let's see. So autumn is as joyful. I need to start and finish the August portion of that. And like I said, I need to start working on my fall piece for my pen pal. I need to start working on something for the retreat in October for the Smalls Exchange. Oh, and this is another thing the thing that completely left my mind earlier, just came back. My sister Julie and I, the one that cross stitches, for the past 2 years we've done like a cross stitch advent box for each other. So the first year we did Christmas, and then last year we did Halloween, and we're going to do Halloween again this year. So we just put, for the 31 days, we put together little packages with different Halloween themed cross stitch items. So like needle minders, or different kinds of threads in like Halloween colors, scissor fobs. She's an Aida stitcher, so I've given her some Aida. But we're kind of running out of ideas. So I think one thing that we're going to do is just stitch something for each other. So I've got to get started on that. And I think I'm probably going to do maybe one day a cross stitch item, and then the next day I'll do like a non cross stitch item. We were also doing finishing pieces like rickrack and ribbons, and I think last year I found like a cute little wood witch piece that she could finish something on. Candy, stuff like that. So that's going to be fun. I need to get started on that. I have been collecting things, but I need to lay it all out and see exactly what I have and how much more I need to pick up for that. And whips. So I have about 40 whips, close to 40 whips. Excuse me. And it's getting out of control. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 5 days on a whip from 2022. I'm going to spend 5 days on a whip from 2023. I'm going to spend 10 days on whips from 2024. And then that will leave me with 10 or 11 days at the end of the month that I can do whatever I want. If I want a new start, I can start something new. Or if I want to go back to one of my other whips, I can do that. This was actually something that I had planned to do at the beginning of the year, and I started out okay, and then I kind of just lost steam, and then I was just starting all the things. So instead of waiting until January of next year, I'm like, why wait? I need to do this now. So I really need to focus on getting some of these older whips done. I think I have 9 left from 2022 and 10 left from 2023, and I have probably about 18 now because I just finished 2. So I have 18 whips from 2024. So that's why I'm giving my 2024 whips 10 days, because I have twice as many of those as I do the other 2 years. So that's my plan. We'll see how that goes. I am doing AB Singo in September. And if you want to learn more about that, I suggest following Jacque Stitch on Flosstube. So she has a Facebook group called Magazine Monthly Challenge Group, and she runs it with Robyn Baker, who is Bird's Eye Stitcher on Flosstube. And they started the group with the intention of like trying to encourage you to work on pieces from your magazines, because you know a lot of us, we have subscriptions to all these magazines, and they're fun to flip through and look through, but we don't ever actually stitch anything from them. So they created this group as kind of a just to encourage you to stitch on these pieces from your magazines. And they created like monthly themes and acrostics. So like say your theme was beach, then you would try to fit in one of your whips, like say it has a I don't know, something that you would find at the beach, a piece that reminds you of the beach. So if it has like a seagull or a lighthouse or beach sand or a beach ball or something, that would fit into that theme. And then they would have an acrostic. So like say lifeguard. So you would like take the L in lifeguard and try to fit in a piece that fits the L. So like you could do like a Lila studio piece. And then let's see, I don't know, F. You could do a fox and rabbit piece, or the letter has to fit with your piece somehow, like whether it's in the title of the piece, the name of the designer. If you're stitching on a Lugana, you could put that in there for the L. If you're stitching on a purple fabric, you could put that in for a P. If there's like a particular motif, like if it's a sampler, then you could put that under the S. So that's how the monthly theme and acrostics work. And then you can set your own goals. So like if you want to just stitch like 100 stitches on one, or if you want to stitch 5 hours on one, you just set your own goal. And you're supposed to like take before and after pictures. I did that in the beginning, but then it got to be too much because they have albums and you can put your before and after pictures in there, and then you can well, I don't know if they do that for the theme and acrostic, where they were giving prizes out. Maybe they were doing that in the beginning. I don't know if they're still doing that, but in January they do Burringo, and in September they do AB Singo. So AB Singo is basically the letters of the alphabet, but they only pick 25. They always leave one letter off because it's the challenge just runs for the first 25 days of the month, and then you have the last 5 days to kind of catch up if you fall behind. But every day Carolyn will pick a letter. So I think it's like probably like a wheel or something, and she spins the wheel and say the B pops up. So September 1st you stitch whatever you put in the B under the letter B is what you would stitch on that night. And again, I think it's a minimum of like an hour or 100 stitches. So anyway, to say all of that, I created an AB Singo and I looked through my whips. And so the group was initially created as an incentive to work on your magazine pieces, but it's not a necessity. Like they said, you don't have to work on magazine pieces. I try to fit them in once in a while here and there, but I don't always have a magazine piece going, or it doesn't fit the theme. So anyway, I created my AB Singo board, and I did do like, I put, and you can like, you don't have to pick 25 different projects. You can pick 5 projects and just try to fit them in, so like for Autumn is Joyful, I put that in there for 5 days because normally that's about how long it takes me to get a section done. So like I don't even remember where I put it, but for example, I would have put it under the A for Autumn. I could have put it under the L for Lila Studio, or the S for Studio. I could have put it under the Q because it's a Quaker. I fit it in to as many wherever I could for 5 letters. And then I did the same for like, so that's a 2024 whip. And I did the same for a 2023 whip and a 2022 whip. I put them in for 5 days. And then some other stuff. So I am starting that new plan of 5 days on a 2022, 5 days on a 2023 in September. It's just, they're not going to be all like 5 days in a row. It's going to be whenever they get picked on the AB single board. So that's, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in September. And then if I finish a piece, like if I finish a 2022 piece in less than 5 days, then I'll just pick up another 2022 piece. So those are my plans. I think that's everything. Thank you so much if you've stuck around this long. Oof, it's an hour and 15 minutes. I try to keep them at about an hour, but I guess I did a little too much rambling there at the end. But thank you so much if you stuck around this long. I appreciate it. I love it reading your comments, and you know, if you liked the video, you can always subscribe so that you'll be notified the next time I put out a video. I try to put them out like every 2 weeks. So today is the 24th. So then the next time that I hopefully will be filming will be the weekend of like the 7th or 8th. I will be filming probably one of those days. So that's it. I hope everyone is enjoying the end of your summer, that the weather is cooling down for you. I know it's cooling down a little bit here. It's like mid-90s for the next couple of days, which is awesome. And then it's going to get back into the hundreds, but it'll be like low 100s. No more of this 110, 111, 115 crap. It's going to be like 105 or less, I think. So slowly getting to fall. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.